Hello everyone, Tanak here. Welcome to episode 121 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. Let's start with the progress report. You can see that my net worth plus that of the corporation is now at 291 billion ISK. So if we're looking at the tracker here, you can see that it's the steady progression compared to last week. Here you can see it a little more clearly. We're at basically plus 4 billion compared to, no, plus 5 billion compared to last week. So part of that is me. I didn't rat very much, so I'm guessing a part of that must be skill point that I got, and variation on the asset. Like a significant chunk is the corporation. What happened? Big event financially this week. We had to. It was the week we paid our SRP fund. So usually that means that it will go down a little bit, but we do have our number that are starting to pick up a little bit, so there was a little more ratting than the week before. We had a small loss because of a theft. We do have a FFA hangar that we have where people we'll just put stuff and everybody can grab it. Like sometime we'll have like things for command center for PIs or stuff like nothing. We know that it's an FFA, so we know that it's susceptible for theft. It's just a way to help the new bro. So we don't put anything of large value. Typically it's always under a build what we have in there. But we did have a recruit that was a bad recruitment, so as soon as he got in corp and got his role, he just took everything, asset safety, and quit corp. Not much we can do. I mean, that's the way the game works. Is either you have to micromanage that, which is just not worth it, or you have to stop doing that, and then it means that you're no longer helping new players. Or so I mean, yeah, it's just a shitty way to do it, especially since money isn't that hard to make in game. So, but whatever. I mean, happened. So that should be a little loss. One thing that I'm a little sad is we did have a player that, for a reason at home, decided to stop playing Heave, and he did give the corp a significant number of asset, like some decent number of ships and stuff. So that would be like the big impact that you see, like the +4 bill probably come from that, or at least is a big contributor in that. I rather have the player than the money, but I mean, life at home, real life, it's a game. Eve is a game that takes a significant amount of dedication when you want to play. It's hard to play Eve casually, especially if you're in a Nulsa group. I guess as a pilot, you can always just play the ping warrior, but I mean, you do have space that you have to protect occasionally. You do have, it's a game that caters to a crowd that want to be involved in the game. I'd say that to get the most out of this game, you got to be actively playing, and it does take a lot of time. Any MMO takes a lot of time, so that's the way the game works. Not much I can do. I would rather have, like I said, I would rather have the pilot than the ship, but it did impact like how you see it, the number on the report. Now HR here. You can see that we are now at 459, so that would be a +7 compared to last week. So again, we get more coming in than we have coming out. Might need to do a cleanup of inactive. I'm kind of not too eager to do that, because we are starting to pick back player that were coming from the Elden Ring / Lost Ark drop. So we do look like it's starting to pick up a little bit again. So I don't want to I don't want to kick somebody that would be coming back. So anyway, still good progression on that part. Now, what else do I have to show? Political situation. Our own space was relatively boring this week. We did get a few fight of people coming in trying to ref stuff. Fi.Re did come and try to ref the GGO jump bridge yesterday. I think they tried 3 times, and each of these time we flash from we put them away. We did have a few fight over there. We're mostly using these fights like to have give a chance to our in the coalition to FCs that aren't the main FC always, so they get a chance to run the fleet a little bit, which is the best way to go at it. Is when you need to give experience to other FC2. If you're relying on just one guy and that guy takes a break or go away, then you're in a bad situation. So you do want to have some depth of FC, and at the coalition level we have no problem in that, but you also have to keep training those FC all the time. So anyway, Fi.Re came and tried to ref that jump bridge multiple times yesterday, and they came again today. But when they came, we didn't have that number. Friday night, we didn't have as many people. So we decided to punt it. We just didn't go out and engage. We punted the timer, and it ended up being for later in the evening tonight. So what we did there is we formed up for the final timer. They came in Serbs, we were in Typhoon, and was a really weird fight. Kind of don't see what they really wanted to do. They came to try to ref to shoot the jump bridge, but we signed in on grid, and they didn't engage. Then they warp a single MOA on that grid that had a 500 mil pod that we podded, and they sent a toaster to ATAC 8, the system next to GJO. So they let the jump bridge repair. They started trying to toast the high hub in ATAC 8, but when the fleet warped off, and they let their single toaster with a T2 toaster on that high hub, that got killed too. So that the toasting Biofrost. And then they kind of, when we tried to come and engage that fleet, they just warped around, and then they tried to shoot that jump bridge again. We went to the jump bridge. Then they tried to go to QTAC S. We ran after them. They were jumping to 3L3, but then they came back. So all in all, like a 2-hour pretty pointless fight and pretty boring fight, I would say. I didn't manage to die at one point. I got boost from what I understood, or anyway, maybe I didn't broadcast fast enough, or I wasn't on point, because I was the first one targeted, so I didn't manage to die. But all in all, the fight lasted for like a long time. Battle duration 4 hours. I don't know. I don't think that's that. But at least a good 2-hour fight. And really pointless. I mean, really, just flying around. But they did manage to come out ahead, because you're in battleship, so not everybody's gonna align fast. You will have sometime a straggler or anything, and even that, after a while, the guy just get tired of these types of fights. So, but the thing is, my guess is that at one point at the end, when they caught two typhoon, they managed to catch two typhoon, which would be the thing that put them ISK positive, and they left. So my guess is that he's actually Arcadius is actually fighting with the battle report open just to look and try to claim some kind of monetary win or something. I would guess that's something like this, but we looted the field, so we even came out ahead ISK-wise. But anyway, I don't know what he's trying to do with these, because as annoying as it can be for us, I mean, you would need to crank that up a lot more if you wanted this to have an effect on like us fearing for our space or something. So it really has like no impact on us except forcing us to form for a boring fight occasionally, but it's forcing his guy to form for a boring fight too. And it does show, because at that point we were outnumbering Fi.Re for that fight. So it does show in his number. They're having a harder and harder. Their fleet number have been going down. And seriously, keeping your guy in fleet for 3 hours for a pointless objective is kind of what I think, with my analysis, is kind of what is driving those numbers down for him. But whatever, I mean, they do different. But while they were doing that here, and for the past 2 days, Goons has been hitting them hard. And if you look at what's happening, the big fight here, we're here. So they're occasionally trying to break into catch or to push or to come pick a fight to try to generate some type of win, I guess, for morale or some stuff or whatever, because they're clearly not committing enough to try to invade our space. But at the same time, they're getting kicked in the teeth hard by Goons down in Fatabolis. You look at the map of Fatabolis here, Fatabolis and Impasse, you can see that a bunch of their stuff is toasted. Condi is starting to grab some space. Do I have it here? Where's my Bihar here? Yeah, and this is like lost over the last few days, and there's some horde stuff in there too. Okay, yeah, it's here. So, and like Legion of Death, Unreal, Moonfire. I don't know if they're with them, but I think they are. A bunch of anti-blacks, so they are getting pushed pretty hard. So maybe instead of wasting your time in catch, you should be concentrating on whatever you need to do down south. But whatever, I'm not gonna complain. That's content for us. So our guys are getting stuff to do. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the geopolitical situation. I'm guessing at some point, if he keeps pushing like this, he's just gonna have his group implode, but whatever. So anyway, what else do I have to say? Personally, I didn't get to play that much again this week, but I did get to manage to score. Like, my weekly is 32 kill, 1 loss. So, good week. But I didn't play that much. It was mostly fleet, two fleet fight, and there was that big one the week before. So that's pretty much it. The industrial part, no big change this week. personally, what am I doing? I'm still training, like completing my armor skill for my carrier. 73 million skill point. I need to just find what I'm going to do after that. I'm not very committed to train into anything specific. I just flight the doctrine ship anyway. There's no skill for playing Discord and Alliance and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any question, I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any question, any comments, just feel free to ask. Again, what I'm saying here, I'm putting my perception with the information I have at my level. I am in Wrecking Crew Command. I do get some intel, but I don't have perfect information on everything. So a lot of the stuff I can say here is actually perception, based on battle report that I see, based on the intel I have on spy, obviously, and stuff like that. But so if you're on the other side, you disagree, you have counter information, feel free to engage, feel free to tell your side of the story. I'm always happy to hear it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy and see you next week. Bye bye.